Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to the September 13th meeting of the St. Mary's County Planning Commission. Our meeting is being recorded for the public record. Any comments made by anyone present must be recorded as part of the record. Therefore, if you have anything to say, you must come up to one of the microphones provided, or when giving testimony online or on the telephone, please give us your name followed by your statement. Your comments cannot be recorded and placed in the record unless they are done in this fashion. You are to direct your statements, questions, or responses to the board only, and we will direct them to the appropriate person for an answer. Please keep any comments to 5 minutes or less. Anyone testifying or asking questions during our public hearing will be required to take an oath. I'd like to thank you for your cooperation. On our agenda this evening, after approval of the August 23rd minutes, we have just one public hearing, and that's number 21-132-002 for the Charlotte Hall Commons Lot 4 to do their concept site plan, followed by adjournment. This time I'll let the board members introduce themselves, starting on my left.
Patty Robrack.
Howard Thompson.
Joe St. Clair.
Joe Fazekas.
Also with us this evening we have on Zoom is Ms. Kim Summers and Mr. Joe Van Kirk. Let's see. Also with us in staff, the Director of Land Use and Growth Management, Mr. Bill Hunt's here, along with his planners, Brandy Glenn and Courtney Jenkins. From our county staff, Mr. David Weiskopf, our county attorney, his assistant to the, or his deputy county attorney, Neil Murphy, and his assistant to the county attorney, Mr. John Hauser. Got a lot of legal advice here tonight. We are ready. The Director of Department of Public Works and Transportation, Mr. John Dietrich. And let's see, Mr. Andy Balkin from Metcom. We feel safe and water-filled tonight. Amy Carter is our video media producer, and Ms. Casey Guidry from the Department of Economic Development is also here. Let's see. Done that? Okay, let's go ahead and do some minutes. We have a set of minutes from August 23rd. Did everybody have a chance to review?
Yes.
Is there any changes or deletions? If not, I'll accept a motion to approve.
I move to approve the minutes of the August 23rd, 21 meeting.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I like
I have a second from Mr. Fazekas. Okay, I'll just go down the roll call. Mr. Fazekas?
Aye.
Ms. Robrack?
Aye.
Joe Van Kirk?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Summers?
Aye.
Mr. St. Clair?
Abstain.
Okay, and I will vote to approve that. Okay. Moving right along. Our first case of the evening will be, do that number again, number 21-132-002 for the Charlotte Hall Commons. Mr. Hobson, you want to come up? And before we get started, anybody that will be testifying or giving any statements this evening, if you'll stand at this time and I'll get everybody sworn in. Okay. Do you declare and affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony, responses, and statements you may give will be the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Hobson, if you want to come up, and I'll let staff go ahead.
Okay.
Courtney, take it away.
Right.
Good evening. I'm Jay Hobson. I'm the engineer for Lot 4, Charlotte Hall Commons. I have the contract purchaser, Mr. Fowler, in attendance as well if anybody has any questions of the owner.
Okay, well, before you get started, I'm going to let staff open it back up
Okay.
again, and we'll let you take it away.
Sorry about that. My presentation closed out.
It's okay.
Back up.
It's the excitement of it all.
Would you like some water? Couldn't pass that.
You're on the A game now, I'll tell you.
Okay. And could one of the participants on Zoom confirm that they can see my screen,
Sure.
the PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, I I can see it.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, agenda item 1 is the concept site plan for 21-132-002 for Charlotte Hall Commons, Lot 4, continued from the August 23rd meeting. The concept site plan seeks approval for a 32,583 square foot office and production industry building. The site is located at 37758 John Knight Drive in Charlotte Hall. The land use is mixed use, moderate intensity, and the zoning is town center mixed use. Use type 63 is offices or firms or organizations providing professional, executive, management, or administrative services such as architectural, data management, engineering, interior design, graphic design, real estate, insurance, investment, law offices, physicians, dentists, or chiropractors, including medical, dental, laboratories, incidental to the medical office use, emergency medical care offices, and communications facilities located entirely within buildings. This classification excludes financial institutions. And for use type 83, production industry custom is on-site production of goods by and manufacturing involving the use of hand tools and small-scale equipment. This classification includes custom carpentry, cabinet and small-scale furniture making and woodworking, blacksmiths, welding, machine shops, sail lofts, small-scale sawmills for custom work. The regulations for Town Center Mixed-Use District is to provide opportunities for residential and commercial development within town centers consistent with the comprehensive plan. Standards are intended to create an urban character and make the core area safe, pedestrian-friendly, and visually attractive. Per the comprehensive plan for town centers, our secondary growth centers in Charlotte Hall, New Market, Mechanicsville, Hollywood, and Piney Point. They are to be urban in pattern and form, designed for moderately intense residential, commercial, and industrial development, supported by provision of community facilities and services. Town centers, such as Charlotte Hall, are designated as growth areas that are secondary to development districts where infrastructure should be provided to support densities of up to 5 units per acre and where mixed-use development should be encouraged. Master plans should be generated for each of the town centers to ensure that visual and functional qualities of development adhere to standards for landscaping, architectural design, on-site and off-site advertising, access, lot coverage, and open space, and buffering from adjacent developments and transportation corridors. They allow for and provide adequate buffers to avoid conflicts between different land use types and to provide visual screening. It is to discourage strip development and restrict direct access onto 3 Notch Road in Charlotte Hall, New Market, Mechanicsville, and Hollywood. The public notice for the Planning Commission public hearing was published in the Southern Maryland News on August 6th and August 13th. The property has been posted in accordance with the CZO requirements, Section 21.3.3. Certified mail receipts have been received and have been entered into the record of this public hearing as Exhibit 1, and the agenda was posted on the website on August 17th, 2021. The concept site plan was reviewed at the TEC meeting that was held on February 24th, 2021. The use of office, type 63, is a permitted use in the TMX zoning district, and production industry custom, use type 83, is a limited use in the TMX zoning district. For all non-residential and multifamily residential projects that require major site plan approval, a concept site plan shall first be approved by the Planning Commission before the major site plan may be processed for approval by the Planning Director. This is a public hearing which enables all who wish to provide information to the Planning Commission. In order to approve the concept site plan, the Planning Commission shall make the findings that the proposed development is consistent with the comprehensive plan and applicable functional plans, may be served by adequate public facilities as required by Section 70.2.2. Will promote the health, safety, and welfare of the general public. Adequately developed recreational and other community amenities are provided in accordance with the comprehensive plan and comprehensive zoning ordinance and is consistent with the Chapter 62 design objectives. The applicant has now obtained State Highway Administration concept site plan approval, and an adequate public facilities form has now been approved by DPW&T. For the remaining outstanding issues, the subdivision 20-110-002, Charlotte Hall Commercial Center needs to be completed to create Lot 4, which is 18.36 acres, and a forest conservation easement amendment will be required with the proposed development. This concludes staff's report and is entered into the record of this public hearing as Exhibit 2. Representing the applicant is Jay Hobson with Jay Hobson Consulting, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have at this time.
Okay. Do any board members have any questions of staff? Okay. All right. Take it away, Mr. Hobson.
All right.
And I can pull up your PowerPoint presentation, Mr. Hobson. Okay.
Okay. Next slide. All right, the Charlotte Hall Commons is just north of Route 6 on Maryland Route 5, right there where they built the new VA outpatient clinic. That was actually Lot 1 of Charlotte Hall Commons. Next slide. Lot 4 encompasses the rear portion of the property that we're developing. Mr. Fowler also has a contract pending on Lot 3 as well, so he's the owner of Lot 3 and 4. Next. This is the site coming off of John Knight Drive, the cul-de-sac at John Knight Drive, which is being put in now. Circulation for the site is around the building to allow truck traffic to the rear. We have a loading dock and some loading doors there for semi-trucks and the like. We have two submerged gravel wetlands. Both of them will fall on the top of the slope and be conveyed to the bottom of the slope with storm drain that was installed with the overall development of the site. Water is public water. Sewer will be septic on site back here where the green is shown. There's no buffer yards since he's pretty well buffered from the neighbors, and he owns the adjacent lot. Next slide, please. This is the office portion of the building facade. Next slide. The side, and you can see the warehouse behind it, the single-story warehouse. Next slide. This is the other opposite side of the building. Next slide. Okay, that's it. We have 29 peak hour trips from the site. And we addressed APF. There was no traffic study required, so. We are proceeding with the traffic study for the overall development to place a traffic light at that location. That'll be coming up here in the next month or two. So, questions?
Any board members have any questions? Go ahead,
I'll
Mr.
start.
Hobson.
So what would be the type of businesses that would be in this kind of building? I mean, do you have any particular clients or leases?
It's going to be a single user, Mr. Fowler here.
Yeah,
You want to tell them what you do?
yeah. Well, we're a general contracting company.
Could you give us your name, sir?
Tommy
Just for-
Fowler.
For the record.
Yeah. And we do mostly restaurants and tenant fit out up in DC. Most of our jobs are all over the place. Chick-fil-A is one of the big ones we're working for now. Done Ruby Tuesdays, I don't know, an array of them, mostly that type of restaurant. We have rental properties too, so it would be our rental stuff also would be in there.
How many parking spaces are you proposing? I tried to do a rough count, but
I think there's, I don't
I mean,
have.
it doesn't have the exact, I'm looking about
40.
Okay, and that would accommodate, both just current and possibly future? Okay, that's good.
Probably more the future. than
There's
the current.
72 parking spaces.
72,
Spaces,
okay.
yeah.
72,
72, yeah.
72, okay, good, good.
It's 37 of us now.
yeah.
Okay, so one of my, I guess, interests are bicycling, especially the e-bikes, which are really becoming popular these days. And just with the proximity of the Three Notch Trail, I thought it'd be nice to see a bike rack. Now, I did see that not on attachment 4, which kind of showed your location, but I saw it on concept site plan 3 of 6. Said landscaping
We'll go back to that.
schedule. That's the only place I saw something, which is good. But, so first I want to clarify, because it wasn't on the other plans, is that going to be done? And then as a follow-up, it's very close to 2 handicap spots. And I'm wondering if there's any kind of alterations that can be done so that makes sure that if there's 2 bicycles parked there, that's not interfering with the handicap accessibility.
Sure.
Okay. That's all I had.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions?
Just for clarification, you're going to store restaurant equipment?
We do. When I say store, it comes in on shipments and gets stored in our warehouse.
Okay.
And it gets prepared with a whole package of everything else, and then it all goes out at one time.
So,
And it could be the furniture packages for the dining rooms, front line, the back line.
Very good. Tricia, you have anything? Ms. Summers or Mr. Van Kirk, you all have anything?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Howard, Joe Van Kirk, I had a quick comment to, Mr. Hobson mentioned they'd be applying or seeking a traffic study to possibly put up a traffic light there. Does that mean he has every one of them lots is going to be in the near future used, or how does that work? Do they have to apply to the State Highway Commission for that
Yes.
light to be put in with a certain number of traffic, or could he explain what happens there?
We have to submit a warrant analysis to the State Highway Administration to show that a traffic light is needed there. That'll require a full traffic impact study by Traffic Concepts. We'll go in with state highway plans for the XL and decel lane across the street. That'll be a Maryland T intersection, so southbound traffic will not stop, northbound traffic will stop. But State Highway has to approve the warrant analysis first.
Okay, I was just wondering what the actual plan was to get that done. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Can I make a comment? Years ago, in the Charlotte Hall area, there was mentioned of a interconnector to get the traffic off of 235. Is that an easement behind there that's dedicated to that goes out to Route 6?
I think it's actually on Ben's property further behind us because it comes down from Triangle Drive and then through the shopping center up there, and then I think it takes off behind this property. You're not going to be able to cross the ravines right there where we're at. I think it comes on down further towards Letty Dent other side of Letty Dune.
But it's still in the plan.
I don't know if it still is or not. I haven't heard anything about it since, in 10 years probably.
Mr. Hunt, could you enlighten us on that?
Yeah, Mr.
Or
Dietrich.
maybe Mr. Dietrich. Or maybe Mr.
On
Dietrich.
Mr. Dietrich?
Hello, yeah, John Dietrich, Director of Public Works and Transportation. That concept is still covered in the 2006 plan, which hasn't been updated. We're in the process of getting an RFP out to update the plan, and one of the things they're going to do is evaluate all of the proposed roads that were in that 2006 plan. But right now, it's actually still mentioned. As far as I know, it doesn't, something, we like that corridor to be preserved, but we don't own it. And as far as I know, we don't have any requirements for developer to use it or put anything on it. And it is difficult terrain, as Mr. Hobson said.
I just remember being there from years ago. The last transportation plan that was many years ago.
Okay. Any other questions? Any of the board members? Okay, moving right along with them, we'll go ahead and close this part and open it to public testimony. Would you like to call in, see if we have any call-ins for public testimony?
No, we do not have any calls. That wasn't offered for this particular public hearing.
And is there anybody in the audience? Seeing none, we'll close the public testimony and open it back up to the board for deliberations. I think we got all our questions asked that we gave to Mr. Hobson before. I think everything's been answered. Anybody else have any comments?
No.
If there are no comments, then I'll entertain a motion.
You want to go? I'll make it if you want.
Okay.
In the matter of concept site plan number 21-132-00002, Charlotte Hall Commons, Lot 4, having accepted the staff report and having made the finding that the objectives of section 60.6 of the comprehensive zoning ordinance has been met, and noting that the reference project has met all requirements for concept approval, I move that the concept site plan be approved.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
One second.
I have a second by Ms. Robrack. Okay, I'll go roll call on the vote. Mr. Fazekas?
Aye.
Okay. Ms. Robrack?
Aye.
Mr. Van Kirk?
Aye.
Okay, Ms. Summers?
Aye.
Mr. St. Clair?
Aye.
And I vote aye myself. Good luck to y'all on your endeavors.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
information this evening.
Thank you for bringing commerce into the county. Helps our tax base.
Hey, is there, there's no other comments, and before we leave tonight, I'd like to wish a belated happy birthday to Miss Patricia over here. She had a wonderful day yesterday. Hope you have many, many, many more. Okay, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
I have a motion by Mr. Fazekas and a second by Mr. St. Clair. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.